Morning. All right. Today is our first run in sunny Durban. The plan is pretty simple. 21K if we can. We're gonna go between 16 and 21. If I could get that last 5Ks in, that would be amazing. All right. We're starting pretty late today. As you can see, the sun is already fully out. I would have started earlier this morning, but had a bit of a late night last night, so and I didn't want to wake up too early and have too little rest. Not before a long run. If it was a short run, yeah, maybe. But no, that just would have compromised my run today. It would have just been terrible. So I decided to sleep in and get a long run in a little bit later. Downside of that is, like I said, the sun is fully out. So that might be a little dangerous for hydration, but I'll keep my water up. Thing is though, this could either be a great run or a terrible run, because in my packing for this trip and for this run, I brought all my running gear. Why are my socks rolled down? I brought all my running gear. What I didn't bring was my running vest. And what I normally have in my running vest, hi buddy. What I normally keep in my running vest, like in the little pockets, is like either gels or, honestly, most of the time, more often than not, sweets. Just for a quick carb energy source along the way. And I don't have that with me today. So I've taken quite a bit of hydration, electrolytes, and some carbs now before the run. Did I? Yes, I did. But along the way, I know that there's a garage up the road this way and possibly up the road that way. A gas station. And I'll pop in along the run. I'll just time the run. About halfway, I'll pop in, get some water, get some sweets or some gels, shove that down my throat, and pause and keep going. So that's the plan. So like I said, this could either be a great run or a terrible run. Upside is that this is going to be a beautiful run, scenic wise. A nice change of pace, a nice change of view for the next 16 to 21 Ks. That's going to be really fun. So, hi Durban. Cannot wait to see what you have to offer me. I think there's a lot of uphills in the area, so that might suck. But this is going to be beautiful to run along. This is going to be beautiful to run along. All right, you know me, keeping my intros short. Only thing left to do is get at it. So let's get at it. Start with some warm-up stuff and get going. All right, warm up done. You know what they say, if the warm up doesn't leave you out of breath, you ain't warm. Although, now that I've done the warm up, it has been made abundantly clear to me that it's a lot hotter than I thought it was going to be. All this glisten and glow that you see on my skin right now is not sweat. It's layers and layers of sunscreen, so hopefully that'll help protect me against the harsh, devilish rays of our sun. Then I got this bad boy, and I got the long sleeves on, so I am well aware. And I don't know, I'm not really friends with the idea of any kind of skin cancer in my old age, so I'm protected. Anyway, warm up done. Now let's get into it. See you on the road. All right, we're just about approaching 2Ks now, still the beginning of the run. Still feeling pretty good, obviously, because we just started and we've been taking it really easy, slow pace. But this heat is no joke. That is already killing me. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to hydrate quite a bit along this run. Anyway, see you at 5. Okay, just over 5Ks in. The reason why I'm breathing so heavily on an easy run is because I just completed that thing. Yes, you can't see the bottom because that's how goddamn steep it is. My God. Somebody, if anybody watching this is an experienced runner, someone needs to tell me the correct form, breathing style, pace to attack uphills, especially the steep ones. This is crazy. I'm dead. And I took that easy. Yeah, it's clearly a little hard and my body's starting to show it. Okay, if anybody knows how to handle that better, like, please let me know. All right, continue. My goodness. Oh my God. Hi. Oh my goodness. Okay. We have clearly decided that we're going past 16Ks. As we speak, we're on 18.8. And Jesus, this was good. Surprisingly. Had a couple bananas on the way, every couple of Ks, and some water, and picked up the pace for the last 5Ks. I've got about two-ish more to go because I'm aiming for that 21. By the time I get to my final destination, I'll probably be just over 21. I'm about to full send. I don't want to record for too long because I don't want my legs to rest for too long. So here we go. And this is not a bad time for an easy run. So far we're on 2 hours 10. My easy runs 21 Ks. Geez, we've brought that down from 3 hours chop, 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 2.5 hours, chop, chop, chop. I think we might end this on like 2:20. That feels good to me. That feels good for a long run, for like just a training day. And my legs are not tired, not at all. I mean, they're a little stiff in certain places, just like, but I don't feel any cramps coming on. I feel fresh energy-wise. In fact, I feel fresh enough to send it. So let's try and bring the pace down, if I can, to about 5:30, and keep that for the last two Ks. Yeah, let's go. See you at the finish line. God damn, I don't know if I look as tired as I feel. I do look as tired as I feel. Oh my God, look at my eyes. Post-run update. Number of things happened. Let's figure out what we learned along the way. We learned that we're getting a lot better at running 21Ks. I think we finished at 2 hours 20, 2 hours 23, 2 hours 24, which is, like I said, for a long run, for an easy run, we're getting a lot better. We started off at, actually the first time I did a 21K a couple of months ago, two and a half months ago, before I started actually training, 2.5, 3 months ago, I attempted a 21K just to see how it would feel and how good or bad I am at it, and I didn't finish. At about 15Ks, everything cramped up, everything hurt so bad. I was limping for the last 6Ks. In fact, that wasn't even 15. Like at about 12Ks in, it was really bad. I couldn't finish. Walked and limped the rest of the way. Took me over 3 hours to finish that. And then yeah, that time started coming down to, at least I finished it. Finished the 21K. It's been steadily coming down. And today was a really nice long run time. Pretty relaxed. Didn't feel too bad at all. No cramps, no pains. 2 hours 24. Training is going well, I think. Cool. Also, only stopped for water twice and had a banana each time, and that was it. I didn't even have a pre-run sort of, toast and banana and honey thing, which is what I usually do. And I was pretty fine. Energy-wise, I was pretty fine. Crampity-wise. That being said, I don't think that that's evidence that I shouldn't do it in future runs. I think I'm still going to. It's just that, like, I mean, I'm on holiday, so to speak. I'm in a different city, and I just don't have all the things that I normally have with me. So I can actually have like toast and peanut butter and honey and Himalayan salt, which is normally what I add to my pre-run, especially 21K, and a banana maybe. I didn't have any of that with me, so I just hit the road with some water in me. I took some Crampies and some Slow Mag before that, electrolytes to help with the cramping, and it worked. I feel pretty good. So I don't think that's evidence that I won't, but it is evidence that I don't necessarily need it, especially if I've spent the rest of the week leading up to the run, carbo loading properly, rested well the night before. Because remember, I could have woken up early, but I started late so that I have enough rest. That was a big factor. I finished my 21K very smoothly. So we're getting better. We're even getting better at efficient energy expenditure throughout the run. My body's getting used to these things. That's really cool. That's really, really cool
to see it happening, to see the progress happening. That's really cool. So first lesson, first thing to take away for all of you guys watching is that, like, celebrate the small wins, dude. The race that I'm training for is months away, months away. It's in 2026. So this whole process could suck until I actually run the race and finish it and be like, yay, this was what it was all for. But really, like, this part right now is great. It's so much fun. Just watching the progress along the way, steadily getting better. And that's, like I said, something to take into life. Like, that's whatever it is you're pursuing, right? Focus on, if you can focus on the journey, and I know you've heard this a million times, and you've heard it a million times because it's right. If you can focus on the journey and celebrate the journey and enjoy the journey and the progress that you're making, not the perfection that you're making, the progress that you're making, which means, like, if you're a little bit better than you were yesterday or last week or last month, dude, you're getting better. You're on your way to achieving the goal. That should be celebrated every time. That's the lesson. I think that's the main lesson. Take that with you, man. Whatever you're pursuing, if you're trying to get better as a human being at anything, whether it's career-wise or just like internal, personal, you're trying to be a better person than you were yesterday. Maybe you just want to be a neater person because you don't like the way how messy you are. Whether you're just trying to be a better communicator and you're a little bit better than you were yesterday. Like, don't let people tell you that you still suck. You already know that. So don't, like, ignore that. You already know that you suck. That's why you started this journey in the first place. Don't take that to heart. Don't take that personally. People will make statements like that and make opinions like that, form opinions like that, because they're looking at you from their perspective. They might already be good at that one thing that you're struggling with or trying to get better at. And from their perspective, they're great communicators or extremely neat, clean human beings, or just stellar career. They're stellar at their career, whatever it is. Like, from where they're standing, you could do so much better. And you already know that. You don't need to hear that again. You need to focus on the fact that you're getting better than you were yesterday. They will not, like, 99% of the people in your life, not because they're bad people, will not celebrate the fact that you're this much better than you were yesterday. This much means nothing to them. For them, they need to see evidence that you've gone from terrible at this to great at it. That's what they need to see. And that sucks because that's just impractical. And everybody has something in their life that they are terrible at and would like to get better at. And currently they suck at it. And they can only manage getting a little bit better at it. So focus on your progress, man. Celebrate your progress with yourself if necessary, or find one person who understands and empathizes with your journey. And you and that person can celebrate quietly alone, and that's it. That's all you need. You don't need people telling you that, like, you still suck at it. It really sucks. It really sucks, man. It really sucks to try so hard at something and get a little bit better, and somebody just comes along and says, yeah, but nah, bro, that's not enough. That really sucks. I get it from their perspective. I can see why it's not enough, but it's unfair. It's unfair because, you didn't start at the same time they did. Therefore, you're not as far along as they did. You didn't know. And like I said, there's something in their life that you could easily point at and say, yeah, but see that thing you could improve on, and you haven't, and you suck at that. You could do that, but you don't. Because, like, it's not about that. It's not about you compared to them, or, you know what I mean? Anyway, before I start rambling, let's go back to, that's just the lesson that I think, this is not a gym post. This is a life post. That's the lesson that I think we can take away. I'm very proud of myself for the progress that I've made in running and in life. Just the mental capacity, the mental tenacity, the discipline to go away to a different city. I'm supposed to be relaxing, and I really am. I'm enjoying my time, but still that discipline to stick with the plan and push and actually still progress. It's a good feeling, and it's a quiet celebration. It's a quiet little tap on the shoulder, tap on the back that I can only say here, you know. Some people might not get it. Some people might think you're celebrating too much. You're celebrating too little, too much. You're making too much out of something so small, but you know why it means so much. Because you know where you were yesterday. And you know how much it means to you to change and get better and evolve. That's exactly what you're doing if you're progressing, no matter how marginal that progress is. Yeah, so back to the race, back to the run, post-run breakdown, analysis, if you will. Yeah, last 5Ks, I upped my pace to about 5 minutes 30 per kilometer, and it felt good. It felt really good. When the run was done, I hit the beach. My whole family was at the beach, and as I was running past, I literally finished my 21K literally just as I was running past them. So I just literally took my running gear off, hopped into the water, and it was so cold, so refreshing. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that? That was post-run. That was post-run recovery, cold plunge, if you want to put it that way. It was so good. My legs feel amazing. They feel terrible, but they feel amazing. They feel depleted of all energy, but they feel so good. I could go for another run tomorrow, which is never the case after a long run. Another fun thing is, like I said, I knew the sun would be would not be my friend. So how do I make this clear? Can you guys see the difference in my tan line? Yeah, it was pretty hot out there. I'm glad I put the sunscreen on. I'm glad I had the cap on. Another thing, this is PG for anybody who's watching right now. Maybe we should up that to PG 13. Got a pretty nasty blister going on here. I mean, it's not painful though, which again is progress from what it used to be. But then I hit the beach immediately after my run, and I actually got like, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is so nasty. If you look carefully, I've actually got sand, little particles in my little blister. That's so nasty. I took a shower and I really tried to get these out, but there's still a few stuck really deep in there. I know that's nasty. But all in all, man, good run. I feel really good about myself. I feel really proud. There's a little biker gang. There's a little biker gang going past. But yeah, overall, I feel really good and really proud of myself. I'm gonna chow down on some post-run protein and carbs. That sounds really healthy, but really it's just like iprai place from a chisanyama up the road and like some chips. But I'm gonna throw in some fruits with that so I can really get some good glycogen back into my body. All right, man. That was a very long post-workout chat, but a lot to break down. Final takeaway is that I feel good and that progress is better than perfection. I hope you guys remember that. Yeah, put my sock in my hand. Have a good day, everybody. Peace.